You guys are entrepreneurs, came here on a Saturday morning. You know what most people are doing in America? Can I be real? Most people are hungover. Most people are first, I gotta pay rent. I got all the bills are coming. Like, that's what most people think, right? They're not thinking the way you are. Coming into the meeting, say, all right, I'm coming on a Saturday. I believe in this business. I obviously paid for my licensing, you came here for a purpose. So bring me some energy because if this thing sucks, I don't suck. That just means you guys all suck. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Okay. But they say the crowd makes the speaker. The crowd makes the speaker. So let's bring energy. Let's keep the Zoom chat hot. But do me a favor, guys. So where are you guys from? Sarah's in New Jersey. DC. Okay, Chris. Chris, did I meet you in DC? You did. I did. Oh my. Okay. So just so you guys know, I'm a real person. Okay. I travel every single month. Just give you a little background, I'll go more into it. But I travel every single month for the military. I'm the one who runs the Armed Forces Division. So if there's any veterans on this call, if you could put it in the chat, I just want to say thank you for your service, brother. Thank you for your service, sister. We appreciate it. We are not perfect, but this is the greatest country in the world. This is the greatest country in the world. This is America, and I believe in that. My father and my mother immigrated from Mexico, both of them to come here. My dad picked cherries, and somehow, some way, he got the opportunity. There was a war going on, but he got the opportunity to join the army and become a citizen here, fight for our country, and so I believe in that. Hey, I know I'm güerito, but soy mexicano at heart. Mi sangre son mexicano, but I'm American first. I'm American first, and I believe in that. I believe in that. So I just want to say thank you so much for everybody who served our country. Now, I'm not an Army veteran, I'm a Marine. I'm a Marine, big difference, but I respect all the branches. I respect all the branches. So, anyways, obviously going to give special love to my service members. P.S. Also, if you have family, you have friends that are service members, you have family, you have friends, or yourself. Maybe you're a service member on a community. Maybe you're a PO officer, a police officer, a firefighter, a paramedic. We also run. There we go, Drew. Rah. Hey, we also run. We also run something called the First Responders Division. Okay. So every single month I'm traveling. January, I'm going to Pensacola, Florida. February, we're doing one in Temecula, California. March, we're going to Hawaii, Oahu. April, we're actually doing a field op. If you're military, you know what I'm talking about. We're doing a field op. We're going for 3 days to the field. May, for Memorial Day, we're going to Colorado Springs. I can keep going on the whole schedule. I don't know off the top of my head, but point is, every single month we'll go to a major city in a different state by a military base, and we just want to go out there and show our service members who served our country and those who serve our community what it's all about. That's what GFI does. That's just one division. P.S. That's just one division that comes together in GFI. Right. So if you know any service members who served our communities, or you know any service members who served our country, here's a little note I would write down right now. I got to get them in touch with GFI, the Armed Forces, and the First Responders Division. The Armed Forces and the First Responders Division. I'll write that down. The Armed Forces and the First Responders Division. Just by saying, hey, our company has a full division of active duty, veterans, and retired who serve our country and serve our communities, right? I think, hey, if it made sense on your transition in a career, would you be open to having a conversation with these guys? And boom, I'll bring in a fire department captain, a fire department chief. I'll bring in a Marine Corps officer. I'll bring an Army enlisted. Whatever the case is, we'll make sure they meet somebody who's walked in their shoes so they can see the success here. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So here's another little note I want you to all write down in business. It's very important. It's one of the greatest words that's used in business. And if you're a business owner and you've owned a business, like, hey, P.S., a real business, there's a difference between being a business owner and just being in sales. Like, if you've been in sales, do me a favor, put a 1 in the chat. Have you been in sales, like pure sales, put a 1 in the chat. Like, you've lived off just pure commission. Like, just pure, like no salary, like pure commission, right? Put a 1 in the chat. Okay, awesome. So there's obviously some individuals here who've done sales and they've been able to make a living off sales, right? Now put a 2 in the chat if you're a business owner. Completely different. Okay? Because business owner, you get paid off all commission, but then you got to pay your employee salary, right? There's a different level of responsibility, right? I always see people like, I'm a realtor, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm like, well, kind of, you're more of a solopreneur, right? It's just you, right? It's just different, right? It's different. Like when I run a company, I run businesses, right? We pay 1099, we pay W2. There's just a different level of it. So why do I bring that up? If you're a business owner, you know this like no other. The greatest word and the greatest thing that's used in business is something we call leverage. Leverage. You should write that down. Leverage. 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 You need to learn how to leverage this business for it to work for you. You need to learn how to leverage different networks for this to work for you. All right. Here's one last note. I have a lot of notes today. So at the very least, like I said, hey, you're going to leave this call. You'll get a little bit of value. Does that sound good? One note that changed my life was when my mentor told me this in 2020 when I was broke and I was struggling. He goes, Anthony, stop trying to help every single person in the world. Stop trying to recruit every person in your business. Keep it simple, silly. He said, you're a Marine, right? I said, yeah. He said, KISS. Keep it simple, silly. And this is what he told me. He said, your niche will make you rich. When he said that, it turned on the light bulb for me. I was like, okay, I get it. He's right. And then boom, I just stuck with the military. And I just built my business and my clientele and my business partners and recruited all in the military because we all spoke the same language already. We already understood how it feels to be broke from the 1st to the 15th. We already understood how it is to go work 120-hour weeks. We already like it's just an understanding, right? So whatever you're at, you don't need to be military, obviously, but if you're a teacher, you need to get in the teacher network, right? Is it making sense, everybody? I'm trying to help a little bit of value. So, anyways, I promise we're not gonna just hear me talk. I'm gonna go over some slides. I just want to give as much value as possible. If you're gonna show up on a Saturday, okay, then it's important. It's important to me. That's what it's all about. I want to also make sure you know this too. Guys, if you're brand new and you've never been in sales, because I saw there's some people who are actual business owners and people who've been in sales, that's awesome. So they have a leg up, right? They have a leg up. If you've been in sales, you don't need to don't scare anybody off. But if you've been in sales and you've been an entrepreneur, and like the quickest sentence, put in the chat like maybe a piece of advice for them, and I'll give them a quick piece of advice. If you've never been in sales and you've never been in business, you're definitely going to have to develop an extra level of thicker skin. And the reason why is because chances are you haven't dealt with a lot of rejection. And if you've dealt with it, you haven't dealt with it well. That's just the transparent truth. It doesn't matter if you're selling soap, cars, homes, financial planning, being an attorney, all that sales. Okay, all that sales. Like an attorney has to sell themselves for you to pick them. A CPA, an accountant has to sell themselves for you to pick them. We tracking this here a little bit, everybody? Okay, so what I'm trying to let you guys know is, hey, if you've never been in sales, you've never been in business before, one of the things you have to just really work on is your mental toughness. It's not the financial stuff. That's pretty easy. Like you'll start to learn you can help people here. It's not that hard, right? You start to learn that this is just a business of words. But you got to, there we go, Benjamin McCrae. Man, and you're a doctor? You're an MD? Come on now, Benjamin. Benjamin said it perfect. You cannot get emotionally attached to the yes or the no. I don't think I could say any better than what Benjamin just said. You cannot get emotionally attached in business. Okay. Now, are we here just to sell? No, we're here to share. We'll give an example. I put right now together with my whole entire family. We put about 113, like to be on the T. We put $113,000 in the last 12 months into our IUL policies. Well, I don't sell really like what I do. All I do is just share it. Hey, Chris, dude, I know you're a military member, man, and I know you have your TSP and you probably got some real estate, you got some things going for your family. We're just curious, have you ever like leveraged, insurance to help with your portfolio? Chances are he's like, what's that? Yeah, dude, let me just show you real quick. Here's my account. This is all the money I put in. This is the money where it's at, and this is how much I leverage tax free, all from my phone. Obviously, I can't guarantee anything, but hey, if it made sense, would you be open to kind of looking more into that? Like what I'm trying to say is, I don't sell much. We just share. I joined the business. I learned what we do. I got policies, and I just kind of shared it with people I know. Does that make sense? Like that's like if you sell, it's coming from a different place. I just share what I do. I believe in what I do. It makes the business way simpler. Does that make sense? That makes sense a little bit? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Benjamin, MD stands for marketing director. It's not a dot. I love it. That's funny. Benjamin's funny. But anyways, guys, just wanted to make sure you understand that it's okay if you're coming here, you're brand new. Maybe you came here just for a part-time opportunity. I did too. Guys, if you're brand new, you're kind of like a baby. It feels very Like, let's be real, it feels very awkward. Right? Is there anybody who feels that way? You could be like transparent. Like, I felt very awkward when I made my first phone call. I'm not gonna lie, I was actually kind of scared. P.S. Just so you know a little bit more about me, before this business, I was fighting professionally as a boxer. I've been boxing since I was 7 years old. Roy Jones Jr. was my promoter. If you ever heard of Roy Jones Jr. I fought on Showtime, I fought on Fox Sports, and I fought on ESPN. I'm not here to say look at me, but you could easily Google me. What I'm trying to say is, guys, you would never think I'd be scared. Yep, Pensacola, that's right, Monica. You would never think I'd be scared, but I was. It was very nerve-wracking that I have to call people to like help them when I'm used to people coming to me. Like, I'm a fighter, I'm fighting this day, so people are asking me for tickets and they're coming to see me. And business is different, you got to go see them. Does that make sense, anybody? Is that like, it was weird for me. Before I was a boxer, guess what I was doing? I was in the Marine Corps. So you would think this mentally tough guy, athlete, unfortunately, I know this isn't morally, ethically right, but it's just the truth. The Marine Corps, we're meant for one reason. We're here to kill people. Like, we're here to take over and help them, like, help America, make sure we go put rounds down range. I know that doesn't sound the greatest in any way, but that's just what it is for the Marine Corps. Point is, I was scared because it was completely new to me. So if I was scared and I was a Marine and a fighter fighting for my life for a paycheck, I have a feeling it like some of you guys could be a little nervous, so you could be okay with that. You could raise your hand if you're a little scared. You can raise your hand if you're a little nervous. That's normal. Here's the good news. That's completely normal. And here's why it's normal. It's just new to you. It's just new to you. So there's that awkward phase. Have you ever seen a baby try to walk? They kind of like bounce around. You're like, what the heck are they doing? Right? I got 4 kids, so I just it's so funny seeing my 3-year-old. But then they finally start to get it down, and then they look a little bit more mechanical. Like, they're walking, but it's like super robotic. You're like, dude, where's your rhythm? Right? And then next thing you know, you wake up one morning, they're running. Now you're like, does that make sense? Anybody have kids? You get that? That's just like the business, guys. It's okay if it's awkward, right? Making calls and learning the words of the business. Then the second version is like, you know what to do, but you just don't have a rhythm yet. And then eventually, with enough repetition, like after a baby falls so many times, the baby keeps getting back up, right? And eventually now we're human adults and we're running and we're driving cars, we're going in airplanes, right? So I'm just trying to put it in your guys' mind saying it's okay to be scared. It's okay to be awkward. It's okay to feel like, man, like if any of you were like, I'm not good at sales, you're really good at sales. You're literally selling yourself on how you're not good. You got to delete that out of your mindset right now. Like, I hear people all the time like, well, I don't know, I'm not good at sales. No, you're really good at sales. You're literally closing yourself right now on how you're not good at sales. People who are married, I'm like, you got to be good at something. I mean, you close yourself on spending the rest of your life with somebody. You sold yourself to someone. Does that make sense? I want you thinking about that. So, anyways, take a deep breath. All your fears is just a mindset. You're just afraid of the unknown. And I pray today you just get a little bit more confident. I pray today you go to your marketing director, your executive marketing director, your broker, whoever your trainer is, okay? And you're now more confident understanding how to move this thing forward. Does that sound good? Am I doing okay? I know it's 20 minutes, but am I wasting 20 minutes of your time? Or is this all right? Is this all right? All right, cool. We're gonna dive right in again. This will take no longer than 5 hours. No big deal. I'm just kidding. Relax. Hey, calm down, Gina. This will take like 20 minutes. No big deal. No big deal. All right. Let me pull up my screen. Well, I sip my cortado that I got this morning. This is me and my wonderful wife, Monica. That's my angel. I met her in this business, by the way. I met her in this business. She changed my life. She brought me closer to God. And man, I by the way, if you're a husband on this call, tell your wife you love her today. That's all. Tell your wife you love her today. It's something special when you're married. And those of you who aren't married, I just want to send my prayers out to you that you will find somebody that you can spend the rest of your life with. So we're going to get right into Fast Start School. Okay, we're going to get right into Fast Start School. Just to give you guys an idea, this is not a little like company. This is not a little candy shop company. This is not a little recruiting thing. Guys, we're in the financial industry. I was just in Orange County at the PIMCO headquarters. that Allianz owns. You can just go on Google right now. You should Google Allianz. I was just there 4 days ago, and I was there for the last 2 days. Guys, Allianz is $1 trillion company with a T. We're their only IMO. You'd call us an IMO as a broker dealer. We're the only IMO that has a direct contract with Allianz, $1 trillion company, and they own PIMCO. PIMCO is an index that most 401ks are in with the S&P 500. I'm not trying to get too technical with you, but I'm just trying to make excuse my language, I'm trying to dumb it down to the ridiculous. We're the only IMO that's with $1 trillion company, and they own an index. We're the only broker dealer in the financial and insurance space that is directed with Allianz, who owns PIMCO. Look up PIMCO, PIMCO. They're an index where most 401ks go into. Vanguard, Fidelity, all them go and they use PIMCO. You guys picking this up here? Okay, I'm just trying to give you a little credibility, understanding, like, in case you were like, I don't know, somebody DM me on LinkedIn, somebody DM me on Facebook, on Instagram. I got a random call. Brother, sister, again, I don't know what you believe in, but I know this. Our God, my God, doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the called. You were called for a reason. I don't know exactly that reason. I don't know the huge impact you're going to have yet, but you were called here for a reason. We're looking for talent. We're looking for good people. We're looking for people who have morals, who have ethics, who want to go out there and be somebody, who want to help others. And at the very minimum, maybe you don't want to do this as a full-time career, but you would love to just help some families and make an extra $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month. Well, that's what the leverage we have. Any military members in the house, by the way? If you're a military member, guess what? I have one chief in the Navy. I have one staff sergeant in the Marine Corps. And right now I have an Army Ranger who actually just got out. All three of these individuals while active duty. Let me just say this really quickly because this is what sells me the dream. They're literally married, have kids, all three of these individuals. They work from approximately, because I'm going off their schedule, approximately they work from 6 a.m. to about 4:30 p.m. for the U.S. military. And they've all made 6 figures with me part-time. Meaning they all made $100,000 or more with me while being active duty part-time. I'm only saying that to say, eliminate all of your excuses. One of those individuals has a disabled child as well. It's a struggle. I know it's hard. It's not easy. I mean, by the way, mind you, that's why I'm saying there's 3 of them who did it part-time. I'm not saying everyone's gonna make 6 figures. I believe everybody could, but those 3 individuals eliminated the excuses and they got it done. One might be on accident. 3 people and there's many other people in GFI, but there's 3 in my organization who've done that. Why do I bring that story up? This is real people. This ain't pie in the sky. Manny Villalobos, Rob Jimenez, Abdullah, this ain't pie in the sky. You can do it. You have the backing. That's what makes GFI special. Majority of you are not my organization, I guarantee. But I'm here to represent GFI. I'm here to let you know that's possible. Because I came to a meeting just like this 6 years ago. Now, my meeting was in person. It wasn't on Zoom. Because back in the day, we couldn't do Zoom, just so you know. Before COVID, we didn't do Zoom. All we did was in person. So to put in perspective, I was driving from a place called San Bernardino, California. If anybody know where the IE is at in California, that's where I'm from. I was driving from San Bernardino, California, right there by Palm Springs area, right, Moreno Valley, Riverside. Drove in San Bernardino, and I was driving 3 times a week to San Diego because I had to go to my clients' homes or they had to come to my office to do business. We didn't have Zoom yet. But I came to a meeting 6 years ago, and it changed my entire life. Changed my entire life. It gave me the opportunity that I can be somebody. That's what makes GFI special. We really care about your faith, your family, your finance, your fitness, your fun. We want to make sure there's a home for you. Do me a favor, wherever your notes are, write down where you fit in the most. Is it the Armed Forces Division? Heck yeah, I'm leading the charge and I'm going to take you to the top. If it's also the first responders division, I'm also leading the charge in that. So heck yeah, armed forces division, first responder. That's right, AFD. Hey, let's come together. I'm going to help coach you, mentor you. I don't need to be your broker. I don't need to make any money off you. I'll help coach you. This is where my passion's at. This is my passion play. And maybe you fit somebody else. Maybe you grew up farming. Let's get you in the agricultural division. Maybe you're a big social media influencer here. Let's get you there. Maybe you're an athlete. Okay, like a legit athlete, like you played college ball or pro somewhere. Maybe you're a teacher, maybe you're in healthcare. We have people who are running these divisions that are winning. And when I say winning, guess what? The minimum criteria, and I don't want to talk about money because if you have to doubt they're going to make money here, this is, you make a lot more money here than you ever did thinking driving Uber or something like that. But here's the deal. Every individual who's running these divisions, the minimum criteria is you have to make 500,000 a year or more. So I'm just trying to let you know, you're not going to work with just somebody. You work with somebody who came from that field, who transitioned to GFI, and they're at least making $500,000 or more. That's what GFI is about. Can I ask you a question? When's the last time somebody in your field made over $500,000 that said, hey, McCall, hey, Daniel, I'm going to coach you, mentor you, and train you how to make much more of an income than you're ever going to make at your job or at your career? There might be, but I doubt it. It's very rare. And if there's anybody young on the call or anybody who feels unqualified, hey, it's all mindset. You're looking at a Marine who got a 33 on his ASVAB. By the way, it wasn't 33 out of 35. If anybody knows what an ASVAB is, pray for me. My mom had to sign a waiver at 17, when I was 17, for me to join the military. I barely graduated because I did extra summer school. I didn't get a walk with my class. I literally had like to get a freaking paper. I've never taken a college course in my life. Not saying I never will. I mean, I think you could always learn, but I've just been able to learn much more from my mentors. Nothing wrong with college PS. Nothing wrong with that. But I'm just trying to let you guys know, if a young man like myself can join this business at 23 years old, never go to college my entire life, get a 33 in my ASVAB, I was known as an ASVAB waiver to join the Marine Corps, and build an almost 8-figure business within 6 years, I have a feeling you can do this too. I just have a feeling you can do this too. I just believe it. I at least believe you can do half of that. Like, I think you do half of what I've done, or a quarter of what I've done. Okay? And all it is having the mindset and the heart to help people and build something. Let me show you the difference. It's actually here. You can just kind of look at it. The hardest part for people coming here and they've never been in business before, outside of the thick skin stuff, is the mindset. Unfortunately, if you really study, who's ever heard of Rockefeller? I'm not going to go too deep. Who's ever heard of Rockefeller? Okay. He's one of the greatest people I study. You can say good things, you say bad things about him. That's cool. I mean, Jesus literally can walk on water, and people are going to say, well, it's because he can't swim, right? People are always going to say something bad. That's fine. But you would be a fool to not study the first billionaires in America. It just wouldn't be wise of you to say, I'm not going to study them. That's just, what? That's not even wise. So when I study Andrew Carnegie and Rockefeller, well, Rockefeller, the family foundation, they were the ones who wrote the school system that we still abide by. They did a lot of great things, and I look up and I'm inspired to them. But one thing they did do to America that hurt a lot of us, because back in the day, everyone was an entrepreneur, just so you know. In the 1800s, everyone ran small businesses. Everyone traded, everyone ran small businesses. Like, corporate American employee wasn't popular back in the 1800s, early 1900s. But the Rockefellers said, hey, we want to make really good employees that never leave. And that's when they indoctrinated in the school system K through 12. Have you ever thought about how the school system prepares you to be a good employee? Start on time, only 10-minute breaks, going to different classes, you get a 40-minute lunch. There's a schedule. Have you ever thought about that? It's literally written. And we still go by this today in America. The point of the school system was to make really good employees. That's just the truth. And there's nothing wrong with an employee. My mom and dad were employees. But if you ever want to be an entrepreneur and a business owner, it's completely different mindset. Because your corporate, the government, whoever you work for, if you're an employee, your employer will pay you just enough to get you to not quit. They'll pay just enough benefits, just enough money. You take care of your bills, maybe save a little bit, just enough for the average employee. Obviously, yes, there are some employees, like I know a doctor, he makes $500,000 a year. He doesn't really make $500,000 a year though. He makes $500,000 a year gross. He really takes home about $370,000. He spent 12 years and he went into debt. He's 49 years old. He's actually a family friend of ours. Nothing wrong with him. He's actually my client. Okay, the good thing, here's the good news. He loves what he does. That's the good news. As long as you love what you do, I respect that. But here's the deal. I'm 30 years old and I'm way more financially free than him. Is it all about finances? No, not at all. Not at all. But I just want to make sure you guys understand it's a complete different mindset. I'm not going to go to school for 12 years to get in a bunch of debt just to make $370,000 a year. And he's married and he has 3 kids in California. I don't even know how anybody can live off $100,000 in California. I'm just being real. I like hopefully like some of you guys are looking at me like I'm hurt. Like I'm not saying anything offensive. I pray I'm not. I'm just trying to get you guys to think bigger. Like you got to go make more income. But if you have the employee mindset, you know what employees think? What's in it for me? You know employees' mindset? Employees come to this business. They come to any business, by the way. Mortgage, real estate, all businesses are the same. And they go, when am I going to start getting paid? But you haven't even passed your license yet. You can't even legally make money. Okay? Business owners, a GFI agency owner, as your value increases, your profit increases. As an employee, as your value increases, your profit barely increases, and the company keeps all those profits. So you need to make sure you're coachable. I could honestly end this call right now. You need to make sure you're coachable to your trainer, to your broker. If for some reason you doubt something that your trainer is doing, because no one's perfect. You're going to be a trainer one day and you might fall short. But if you doubt something, you're uncertain about something, hey, don't let one person get you out of business. Here's a little side note. My pastor said this recently. It was so good. He said, can you become unoffendable? Could you imagine you let your dreams die because one person offended you? Could you imagine you quit a great organization because there was one bad seed? I don't know where you guys all work, but I guarantee there might be one bad seed where you work. At least one, right? Well, could you imagine if I showed up and said, man, this place is, all these people are bad because one person? Come on, guys, be real. There's always maybe potentially a bad seed. But I would just say if for some reason your trainer, you don't get what they're saying, you don't understand, maybe it doesn't align with you, then ask to speak to the broker. Man, can I speak to the executive marketing director? They'll clear some things up, I promise you. Okay? If you need to, get me involved. I'm here to get your guys back, but I'm sure to let you know, be coachable to the system. Be coachable to the system. If you literally do everything we tell you to do, you're going to win here. If you don't do, if you do everything I tell you to do, you will make money, you will win here. How much you'll win? Well, now that just depends on your discipline and how consistent you are. But at least your first 3 months here, you should be making 5, 10K, even as a part-timer. But if you don't do everything we tell you to do, well, now you're leaving it up to risk. Because here's the truth. If you don't do everything we tell you to do, this is literally the logic. You're literally saying, I trust myself than all these people in business. And that's fine. That's a choice. Everyone's like, you're an independent contractor. So if you quit, you quit. We're not hurt. Just be transparent. So I'm going to say something that might rub some people the wrong way, but I just want to make sure it's logical. Is that okay? Can I do that? Can I bring some just logic truth to everybody here today? You're going to make money by listening to us. We're going to lose money if we try to listen to you. If I built a business on what new people think, well, there's a reason why you guys aren't in business. What we do works. I'm telling you, be coachable. It's one of the greatest skill sets you could have is be coachable in business. Because if your thoughts were so good, why did you join us? If your thoughts and opinions were so good, why'd you come in business with us? You need us. We don't need you. And it's coming from the mindset of, I love what JFK said, regardless of what you think about a president, am I going to politics? But he said, stop asking what our country can do for me. Start asking, what can I do more for my country? And I want you to think about that in the mindset of all things in life. How can you do more for GFI? How can you bring more value? How can we help you win in your family? That's what we want to do. We go over this, but I don't think I need to go over this. You can Google it. Statistically, you have the highest chances to become a seven-figure earner here than any other industry. Statistically, more seven-figure earners are built in the financial industry more than any other industry. So just the stats are in your favor. Again, the logic's in your favor for you to win here. Are you guaranteed? Of course not. Of course not. No guarantees. I see people make multiple seven figures here. I see people make no money here. They have the same thing about it. Is it the system though, or is it the people? Same license, same platform, same system, same companies, same products. So we always got to develop into ourselves. Is this okay? All right, take a deep breath. I feel like some people are looking at me intensely right now. I'm just saying out of love. Okay, I'm saying out of love. Also, here's a little bit more common sense. All great businesses just study what the baby boomers are doing. When the baby boomers came out, all the multi-billion-dollar companies exploded. Who's ever heard of a company called Gerber? Exploded. We still use them to this day. Who remember the big Toys R Us boom? Exploded. There's only one great thing outside of Anthony Franco that came from San Bernardino, California. And that's something called McDonald's. McDonald's was started where I'm from. Literally, actually 2 blocks from where I'm from. The first McDonald's. You want to know why? Because if you know anything about baby boomers, anybody have grandparents or like great yeah, my mom and they had like 12 brothers and sisters. I have 12 Theos and Theas. So guess what? I know my grandma didn't want to cook for them every single day. So it's so much more convenient to go to McDonald's, go to a drive-through. Does that make sense? Like, it's just, if you can time what the baby boomers are doing, you're absolutely going to get wealthy. And guess what? The last baby boomer is expected to turn 65 December 31st, 2030. Why am I saying that? We have the greatest wealth transfer in history happening in America right now. From generation of the baby boomers to the next. So here's what I'm trying to say to you. The money's transferring regardless if you're here or not. If there's trillions with the T transferring to one generation to another, I think you can get your hands on like a couple 100,000. Yeah, yes or yes. Okay. Who wants to hear a good closing line, a good sales line? Anybody? Anybody? Even if you're brand new, if you can master this and say it with confidence, you're going to get really good. Here I go. I'll say it really quickly. Here I go. Ready? Write this down. Write this down. By the way, just to show you, like, oh, I have it in my other binder. Anyways, I'm always taking notes, but here's a good closing line. When you're helping families, some of you guys like don't get, like, if somebody's like, well, what do you do? Hey, what is it you do? What do you do in life insurance? What do you do in business? What do you do in the financial industry? There are a few different answers you can use, but I always keep it simple and short. And if I'm trying to help this person like potentially become a client, I keep it really simple. I say, that's a great question, Ruby. Hey, Roland, that's a great question. Hey, Monica, that's a great question. Hey, Anthony, that's a great question, right? Whoever they are. Well, there's a couple things that we can do, but one of the main things we do is your job is to help your family build money. Obviously, you're working, you're putting in investments, all those things. My job is to make sure you know where you want it to go. We'll give an example. McCall, Daniel, Kiona, you're building all this money in whatever real estate, 401k, IRA, whatever accounts you're using to build your money. My job is to make sure it goes to either your loved ones, the government, or charity. Because if something happened to you, it's going to one of those 3 places. Just curious, do you have anything solidified in writing to where you can guarantee it's going to one of those three? Just curious, where do you want it to go to right now, McCall? Where do you want it to go right now, Tony? Where do you want it to go? Because based on your accounts, and like obviously if you're with them, based on your accounts, it looks like it's going to the government. Yeah, it looks like most of it's going to taxes and the government. Do you want it? Do you want it to go there? That's it. Hey, it's my job. Your job was to build it. Your job's to work. You're working for it. You're building it. That's awesome. It's my job to make sure it goes to your loved ones, the government, or charity. Which one do you want us to go to? Boom. That's it. You just get people to think. That's another little note about business. It's not about, do you notice how I didn't name any financial products? You just ask questions to get people to think. And obviously, the question you ask strategically makes them think the no-brainer. Like, oh, well, yeah, of course, I don't want to go into charity or the government. Or they do want to go to charity. We'll help put it there too. Does that make sense? Is it helping a little bit? All right, cool. I don't think I need to go over this too much. Really simple. Imagine we're all one big team. There's 100 of us on the call. Just curious. Would you want to go help families all on your own and it's all on you? Or would it be pretty cool if every person on this call was on your team? Would it be pretty cool if you ran an agency and everybody on this call was on your team? Which means we're now one team, we're helping families together, and here's just the black and white. It's not about money, it never will be about money, but I'm not gonna lie to you. It's pretty cool knowing if 100 people go help families today, they're making income, and I also make passive income because I built an agency. Does that make sense? I'm not even here to sell you on building an agency. Just in my mind, I think of two things. It's pretty selfish if you don't build an agency because somebody gave you an opportunity and now you're just thinking, well, this is my opportunity. I'm not going to give it to anybody. What? I mean, I don't even know how that makes sense to you, but okay. I think that most people don't build an agency because they have AAD. You should write that down. AAD. I think most people don't build an agency. They don't go and recruit. They don't give this opportunity to people for one reason. They have approval addiction disorder. They care way too much about what other people think about them. I don't know about you, brother and sister, but when I die and the credits are happening to my movie, and I have the main character, my wife, my mom, my dad, my kids, my mentor, you know who I'm not gonna care? I'm not gonna care about cab driver number 23 in the movie. I'm not gonna care about guy in a white shirt. You don't have those credits on a movie, guy in a white shirt on the block. I'm not gonna care what those people think about me. I care about what the main characters in my life think about me, my family, providing for them. I'll take a couple no's. I'll take a couple no's. So you need to know right now, brother and sister, you need to not care about what people think about you. You need to know this is a great opportunity. You want to help families. And if they like, just imagine how many people right now are praying for an opportunity to make more income, or they're praying for an opportunity to spend more time with their loved ones. They like more family time. Where's where's my military members at? Where's my military members? Check this out. Brother, sister, here's what sold me on getting out the Corps. Black and white. I was sick and tired of asking another grown man or another grown woman. I have to ask permission. Hey, mister. Hey, sir. Hey, ma'am. Can I please spend time with my family for 10 days? Oh, no. Okay. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I was done with that. This is my family. This is my life. I'm not going to ask somebody permission to hang out with my family. I'm not going to ask somebody for permission to take time off. This is my life. Man, I'm sorry. I'm getting too passionate right now. I'm going to take a deep breath. But does anybody feel that way? Is that why? That's why I came part of this company, so nobody can stick their thumb on me. Nobody can say how much I'm worth. Nobody can say how much they're going to pay me. Nobody can say how much time I'm going to spend with my family. Nobody can say anything and put their thumb on me. I'm not going to be places out of obligation anymore. I'm not going to show up to this political holiday party because I feel like I have to. I'm going to do what I want to do with my family because I believe in what I believe in. And that's what I pray you guys all get to. But let me tell you, you're not going to get there by doing what you've been doing because clearly it's not working. Albert Einstein calls that insanity. Why would you think any outcome is going to change? Why would you think any outcome is going to change if the same income keeps coming in? So I don't care how you market. I see people door knock, put flyers on doorsteps. Some people do great by paying for leads. Some people pay for ads. Some people pay to be on commercials. I would say all those work because they really do. I've seen people make hundreds of thousands and millions doing all those things. But I absolutely would start with just the people you know, your market. Okay. When people say, where do we get our clients? Well, first off, I just told you, join the business, get a policy, and just share people with what you have. That's literally it. Like, hey, self acquisition. Hey, mom, dad. Hey, brother, sister. Hey, uncle, aunt, whoever it is. My first client was my mom and dad. You want to know why I'm so passionate? I believe in this because my dad died in 2020. That was my hero, and it changed our family's life when the life insurance paid out, and we got to pay off the entire mortgage to my mom's home, and then we put it in the trust. Thank God I didn't have to sell elotes, tamales, tacos, do a car wash to raise money or a GoFundMe. GoFundMe? Go fund yourself. We're in the life insurance industry. We can literally break generational curses. That's what I would have had to do if I wasn't in this industry. I seen this thing. This thing is real. All right, man, you guys are gonna go back to your brokers, but that guy Anthony was yelling at me. I don't like him. I'm sorry, I just care. You can't tell. I can't fake this at 8 in the morning on a Saturday. I'm just trying to get like all the like. You think I woke up? I'm gonna completely just lie to these people, and I'm gonna just randomly make stories up, and I'm gonna just like no. This is it. This is who we are. Where's all my Jay-Z fans at? I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman. It is who I am. I'm not one person and the other. I don't have a business account and a personal account. And I hope you don't either. Stay congruent, brother. Stay congruent, sister. Get after it. Listen to your trainer. Do field trainings, on the job trainings. Get your mom in front of this, your dad in front of this, your business partner in front of this, your cousin in front of this. Start there. Some people are going to say yes, some people are going to say no. Okay, and no doesn't mean never. It just means not right now. Don't get offended. Be unoffendable. Okay? Get in the field to learn the business. You're not going in the field to sell. You're going to learn. And then by meeting with enough people, eventually enough people are going to say yes. Okay? So make sure you get in the field after your license immediately. Okay? I don't even think I need to sell you on becoming a client. If you're in my organization, you can talk to your broker. They might run things differently. But if you're in my organization, if you're not a client, I will never let you sell. How are you? That's unmoral. That's unethical. How are you literally trying to tell somebody what to do with their finances, but yet you don't do it with your own? That makes no sense to me. If it makes sense to you, I pray you're not my team. Every agent becomes a client. Here's another thing. I seen an agent pass away, not in my organization, thank God, but somebody else's organization. And that mom and dad cried, saying, where's the life insurance check? And that broker had to tell the mom and dad they worked for a life insurance agency for 3 years and they never got a policy. You want to know why? In my opinion, that broker was weak. He didn't want that person to quit. I don't want anybody working for me who's not covered because it would break my heart if a mom and dad called me when their kid died. And now they're having to raise money to GoFundMe when they worked for a company that does life insurance. Get a policy for you and your family. You're a parent here, get a policy. You already have a policy, show your policy to the broker so that maybe they could upgrade you. Maybe they can get you something cheaper. Okay. And the money here, it's the last thing I'm going to go over because, guys, if you just help people, you're going to make money. I don't even, hopefully, you're not questioning the money. Very simple, though. Math is math. If you help an average client save $500 a month in a policy, and that's just one client, it doesn't need to be one client, it could be 5 clients saving $100. It could be 10 clients saving $50 a month. But as long as the total sum adds up to, let's say, $500, well, if you help a client save $500, well, 500 times 12 is $6,000. So whatever contract you're at with our company, these are starting contracts. This is just the personal ones too. That's not even the building ones, which I'm not going to go over too deep right now. But if you just start with our company, you help a client save $500, that's $6,000 a year, you're going to make $1,800 in your bank. That's your commission. So if you just help out one client a week do that, you do the math. What's 1,800 times 4? That's part-time, by the way. It's part-time. Okay? And we have world-class compensation. I'm not going to go over this too deep. I want you to go over this more with your broker. I just want to let you know I'm not in the business of selling. I'm in the business of sharing. And I hope you get in that business too. Because once you start sharing with enough people and you build a team, I want you thinking like a business owner for a second. All you need to do is help 6 associates. You get 6 people on a team that come full time or even part time, by the way, as long as they're disciplined. If 6 associates on your team help 1 family a week, say $500 a month, that's $14,400 that you will make in commission. If you become a broker here, you become an EMD like myself, and you just have 6 people who can consistently help 1 household a week, say $500 a month in premium in our policies, you as a broker will make $14,400 a week. And then if you're also leading by example and you're helping clients on their own pen, you'll make $5,100 per week, which means you'll make $84,000 a month, which means you'll make $1 million a year. Math is math. If the math makes sense, now it's just your work ethic that needs to prove itself in between. So family, as I'm wrapping up, hey, I hope and I pray I brought value to you guys today. I want to make sure you guys write these down. These are some non-negotiables to winning. Winning is more fun than fun is fun. You guys need to make the upfront decision right now to not give up. I already told you what's going to happen. You're going to get a couple people to tell you no. Okay? Developmental toughness. Fall in love with building an agency. Man, and if anybody gets one nugget, fall in love with building an agency. Fall in love with being a leader. Fall in love with being a servant to your team. Taking care of them. Masterminding together. Working with each other. Fall in love with building an agency. It will change your life. Never miss a meeting. Never think you're too good for a meeting. Never just come on me about another meeting. Brother, sister, if it was supposed to be convenient for you, it would be easy for you. Everybody wants things that are convenient. Well, you'll be conveniently broke if you keep living off that mindset. You're gonna show up to things that are inconvenient. Yes, that's part of the game. Fall in love with it. And be intentional about your personal development. Stop listening. I don't know any of the new artists right now, but stop listening to the new song or the new move. Focus on your mindset. Read some books. Study some millionaires, study some billionaires. Learn sales skills, learn human nature skills, learn leadership skills. Develop your personal development. Where are you unconfident the most at right now? Go get confident there. Okay? And out of everybody here, we're trying to see who's going to graduate the classes. Level 1, you become an associate. You go get your first 3 partners, you make your first 3 families helped in your first 60 days, you get a 15% increase in pay, become an associate. Level 2 is senior associate. You go get 10 new partners, you help 10 new families in your first 60 days only, you get a 20% increase in pay. And level 3, I'm looking to see who's going to be the number 1 in this fast start class. Long story short, whoever gets 15 partners, helps 15 families in the first 60 days, gets their senior associate promotion, 20% increase in pay, and you're getting a one-on-one mentorship with myself, your trainer, and your broker, and we're going to coach you and mentor you. And P.S., my time isn't free. This is about the most time you'll ever get out of me that's free. And whoever's number 1 in this class, we're tracking it. All of you guys who logged in, obviously, we're very structured. We're tracking everybody who's here. So the first to go get that done, we'll get some time with me. And potentially maybe we'll fly you out here to San Diego and we'll coach you, we'll mentor you, and we'll hang out with you. If you like golf, I like golf. We'll go play some good golf too. So that's going to be you. Hey, put level 3. Put level 3 in the chat if you're running for number 1. You're not just running a little, like win a little bit. You're running for number 1. I want to see it. Okay, Torika, Anthony, okay, all right, record this, let's push this out to their team. All right, guys, focus on first, learning our products, go become a client, go get licensed and appointed because you can't even make money unless you're licensed, and go get your promotion. Does that make sense? I would go to your trainer. If there's anything you get from this, you don't need to say how good Anthony was. I'm just a guy. Forget who Anthony is. I fall short every single day. Christ is king. But if there's anything I want to say is, hey, Anthony said I need to go get 10, 10, 60. Go get that done. Brother, sister, I love you guys, and I know I don't need to know you to love you. I can love you because I know Jesus loves you. I got your back. If you need anything, reach out to your broker, reach out to your trainer. If you really need something, follow me on Instagram, shoot me a DM. I'm here to help, not just inspire you. I want to be there for you. I want to see you win. And hopefully one day you can talk to my team and you can tell about how you won big. I got you guys back, everybody. Peace out. That's all I got.